We've heard a lot of things about working at Google. Some people say it's the greatest job in the world. Some say it's the easiest job and you make the most amount of money. Some of these are not real, and that is why we want to go to Google and see what a day in the life of a software engineer is like. First of all, we have to know that the main headquarters of Google is in Mountain View in California. And that area is also referred to as Silicon Valley. But this is the main headquarters. Google has offices all around the country and the world. And if an employee wants to go to work, they can go to any of these offices. Like a Silicon Valley employee can go to Croatia on holiday and work at that office when he feels like it. But that doesn't matter. We want to go to Googleplex, or the main headquarters, and see what this engineer's life is like working here. The rule is you have to work 8 hours a day, from Monday to Friday. You could start how you like as well. They can start at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., or 10 a.m., but they have to do work for 8 hours. In the main headquarters, Google has about 2,800 employees, and that makes the Googleplex the most crowded Google office. Anytime an employee gets to work, they usually hit up the breakfast cafeteria because Google gives all its employees free breakfast. Working at Google is like going to kindergarten. There's free breakfast for you right there, and there's even a game room where you can go and play before work, and it feels like a mini arcade. The employee ate his breakfast, played his games, got his coffee, and now he's ready for work. The worker can choose the area they work at, like they can go sit behind a desktop and start working, or bring his own laptop, open it up, and start working in a random spot of the office. California's law and Google's law is every 4 hours someone works, they have to at least take a 10-minute break. For this 10 minutes, Google has a lot of things. Like you can ride their bikes all over the campus. There's video games everywhere. This 10-minute is really needed when you work 4 hours straight like that. They need this 10 minutes so when they get back to work, they can actually do proper work. In some places, it's the opposite. They work for 10 minutes but take a 4-hour break. If you know any of places like this, let us know. And I'm not talking about the DMV. You might not believe it, but there's actually a bowling alley in this place. But the 10-minute break doesn't cut it. You could come after work and enjoy it with your workmates. In the Googleplex itself, there's actually luxurious restaurants. But this is not free like the other ones. You actually have to pay. But in the main cafeteria, where free food is available, it's ready at 12 p.m. and you could get the free food for about an hour, so it closes at 1 p.m. A lot of the employees actually do not eat at this place because it's considered fast food, and if you eat it every day, you're gonna get sick. Most of the time, they bring their own food, or if they're feeling like it, they can get on the bike and go to the restaurants next door or out of the campus. It's good to know that the YouTube headquarters is close by, so Silicon Valley. The software engineers that work at Google can also go to the YouTube office and start working because they're all considered under one umbrella, which is called the Alphabet umbrella. You could say the Googleplex is pretty crowded and a lot of people don't like that. And that's why some people prefer to work at YouTube, since there's a lot less employees. The place Googleplex is located at started in 2004 at around 190,000 square meters. But in the year 2013, they bought about 100,000 extra land around it and made it way bigger. And right now, it's about 290,000 square meters. And that is why when you exit every building, there's a bunch of Google bicycles ready for you so you can ride around the campus. It's lunchtime and we want to go to the cafeteria and see what kind of food we're dealing with. There is a bunch of pastas and different types of sauces, French fries, all types of sweets, all types of greens, different types of pizza. They have noodles and a lot of others. And obviously all types of sodas as well. When we get to 12 o'clock, the food trucks, or the trucks that carry different types of food, come next to the campus, and they sell all types of foods to the employees of Google. A lot of people prefer this type of food over the Google fast food that's for free. And it's good to know most of the trucks are taco trucks. If you don't want to exit the Googleplex campus, you're not struggling, because there's all types of stores in this place. From clothes stores, ice cream stores, even phone stores. But they only sell Google and Android phones in this place. There's no Apple. If a Google employee doesn't want to go home, there is a sleeping area, and they can sleep there and start work the next day. This is usable in other Google campuses for the people that come work temporary in a place that they don't belong. And you can consider these places like hotels because they supply bathroom, shower, and a bed. Either way, after lunch, the workers get back to work and work to the end of the day. The workers that are organized, they start work at 8 a.m. and work till 12. They take a 10-minute break in the middle, and at 12 they're ready for lunch. And after that they get back to work until their 8 hours is filled up. Each employee till the end of the week has to work for 40 hours. And there is no overtime. And if you do end up working overtime, you're not getting paid for it. It's good to know that Google has a gift shop as well. Like you could buy this Google bottle that has the logo of Google on it. But it's extremely expensive. Like this simple water bottle with the Google logo on it is $24. And you could buy the same bottle for like $6 at other stores. But it doesn't have the Google logo. You might be able to Sharpie it on. If we want to visit the Googleplex campus, can we? Yes, you can enter the campus, but if you want to enter the buildings, you will need a work badge. And if you don't have that, you cannot enter the building. Some say, why don't they steal the bikes? And that's because it's very obvious to leave with these bikes. And there's security and cameras everywhere. And nobody is trying to steal a $200 bike in front of these people. But you have to know that this was a life of a software engineer at Google. And it's one of the highest paid jobs at Google. So it's not a normal employee. One of the hardest jobs you could get at Google is being a software engineer. So you can be a software engineer, but the chances of hiring you is extremely low. The salary of this type of engineer at Google is between $110,000 to $200,000 a year. You might say that's an insane number, but you have to know that living in Silicon Valley, it's one of the most expensive places in the world. And if you want to rent a studio apartment close to this work, it's gonna cost you about $50,000 in just rent per year. And that's just rent money, nothing else. Please let us know what you guys think about this.